Good morning. It is Tuesday, May 19th, and here I am back for Bed Talk number 44. As you all know the story now, a message delivered from bed rather than a TED Talk on a stage. A thought, a message that maybe has to do with the pandemic and these unique times, but really for all times. And what I want to talk to you about today is change, personal change. And for some of you who've talked to me before or heard me speak before, pay attention, hang with me. Initially, you might think I'm saying something contrary to what I've said before, but just stick with me on it. So I'm often asked this question, or people will make a statement around whether or not people can actually change. And I hear it regularly. So, people basically don't change. They can make a little adjustments, but people are who they are. And I hear leaders all the time, in fact, and it's frustrating saying, hey, I am who I am. Just take me as I am. Well, that is true. I can be an arrogant leader. Yes, I said arrogant, and say, you just have to take me as I am. But I have seen profound change. I've seen it in my life and who I am and how I show up across the realm of my life. I've seen it in other people, people I've worked with, people I've known, people I've interacted with. So yeah, change is real. We can change. But what I want to fine tune here is I realized in a thought today that maybe we don't actually change, but what happens is that we get out of our own way, and that shows up in a change in how we show up. Does that make sense? Because I've got interviewed on a podcast tonight called Breakthrough Success. I'll let you know when it comes out. We were talking a little bit about my new book, Just One Step. But a lot of the conversation was what gets in people's way in their lives of having the lives they want, the success they want, the relationships they want. And a lot of what I shared was about the ways we get in our own way. The host, Mark, labeled it as self-sabotage, and that's a big part of it. But we also talked about the patterns in our life, patterns of behavior, and those things that drive those behaviors that many times we don't look at. So when a situation goes against us or doesn't go the way we had hoped, whether it's a business venture, a new job, a new relationship, the way we're parenting, anything, call it a failure, call it a misstep, we often don't go figure out what drove that in order to learn from it, especially about ourselves. But what we do is we go about trying to change the behavior in the future. We either change the outside in terms of, I want to be around different people, I want to get a different job, I need to change them because it's somehow their fault. Or I talk about changing, but the change is I'm just going to change my behavior. I'm not going to act that way anymore. I'm going to be a better listener without understanding why they're not a good listener. I'm going to be less argumentative without understanding why they're argumentative. I'm going to be less angry. I'm going to be different somehow. I'm going to try and change the behavior without really fundamentally changing me. So I want you to think about that as you go about your day. What would you like to have different, either in the outcomes around your life and through your life, whether it's business or personal, or in the behaviors you engage in? But rather than trying to change the behaviors or change the outcomes, just acknowledge what's keeping you from what you want is you. And you've probably heard it before and you may have dismissed it. You may be dismissing it right now, but I'm here to tell you that's the truth. And it's the only thing that makes sense. Because if we have these things that get in our way, who else would it be? Oh, is it bad luck? Is it some foreign force trying to mess with our lives? Come on. The only thing in my way is me. And if I want to move forward in the direction I say I do, to achieve what I want to achieve, have the impact I want to have, be the person I say I am and that I want to be and live and lead that way, then I've got to get me out of the way. And that means I've got to understand what it is about me that gets me in my own way. That's the work. And when we can get ourselves out of our own way, then we create what appears to everyone else as change in us, through us, and the way we show up in the world. So yeah, people can change. You can change. I've changed, and I'm continuing to change and evolve. But it requires taking a really honest look at what's true about me and what's really getting in the way and driving those behaviors that have kept me from what I say I want to achieve and be. See you tomorrow. Keep taking good care and take care of each other and stay connected.